Hi, Monkyvers. I was trying to record this. Really want to do it right now. Welcome back to this video, to this section of spiritual talk, where we talk about spiritual things, how we can align and align experiences. But first, let me introduce to you. I'm sorry. Student pharmacy. I read tarots as well. I was a teacher in English. I am still, and I'm also teaching Spanish here. So yeah, I was working since I was 15 to now, and most of all, I just want to come here and share my experiences and things about spirituality. I work with crystals as well. I don't know spells, like I'm against to do any spell. I will not be cleansing another person. So yeah. Let's dive into the topic of today's video. It will be the goal is not gold. Okay, weird title, but we're gonna do this step by step so we all overwhelm all. Okay, so first of all, I want to give a big thank you to all of you for subscribing, and if you didn't subscribe, you can subscribe. We chat a little bit, you know. So yeah. Also, I'm including music therapy to all my covers because for much as that I love to do tarot readings, podcasts, and more stuff, I'm always a singer. So I encourage you to look for my covers that are music therapy for each one of you that want to maybe listen to something a little more peaceful. It will not cause you to feel like it's sparkly or something, but it will calm you a little bit, you know? So I just encourage you to do that so you have any time. Check my covers, I healing covers, lovely covers. There is always a cup of tea for everyone, but yeah. Let's just start with this topic of today's video, that it's the goal is not always goal, that it's about all things you may want to accomplish, all things you may want to have, or essentially things that we all have on mind and we don't always look for. And yeah, first I'm going to introduce me more. I was struggling with body image back in the day, and since I was 14 to now, and also I was struggling with anxious attachment, and I was struggling with anxious problems such as being over anxious, being like over disorder most of all, because I was not disciplined at all back in the day. But finally, while I'm fixing myself, and it took me my time to look for myself first. I can came here and tell you that it's okay. I've been there as well. I was not this girl that always look for something good to me, in the sense of like routines or things like that, because I'm a person who loves routines, but you will have a good routine or a bad routine as well. So yeah, everything it's can be achievable. I want to say to you straight up, everything. If you want to be beautiful, if you want to have this or that, or you want to be more likable, everything is achievable. Every, even for someone that can be peaceful, everything is achievable. I was not peaceful at all. I was not. I was. But I'm working on that a lot. How we can drink, how I can do this, how I can do that. And yes, I want to come here and tell you my tricks and all the things, especially for body image and things like that. So we need to divide what it's to be achievable physically and energetically. So yeah, things to have for a good body, yada yada, a good car, a good house, a good bank account are things that are physical. Like I was telling to you, these two things have something in common that are all the habits that you can maybe create or do to accomplish the things. Because being beautiful is not something that you need to see as something unachievable or something you can accomplish. It's all about vibration. And have a good body, yada yada, have a good, bank account of things are also related to vibrations, but these things are physical, so are more easy to achieve and accomplish. Let's say that you want to have 10 million, not like $200 for a week, so you look for work, that pays you that amount, but you don't need to always look for, I need to do this, so one job that could get me one day $200. No, because it comes with peace, as you know. It always comes with process and as well to being beautiful, but you need to divide mission and vision. What is the mission board? Is all the things that you can do to accomplish a certain goal that you might want to have. What is a mission board? Is certain action that you can do to accomplish a goal that you want to have. What is a vision board? Is all the lights and the delightful and the sparkly and so beautiful side of your goals that you might want to have. So a mission board is all the actions and how you can implement that to you. It's weekly. On epidemiology, we do this weekly of all the medical conditions, but with this, we're gonna do weekly. Per year, you have 32 weeks. So divide that 32 weeks so you can accomplish certain goal that might be physical. You can divide and you can accomplish. But the way that you need to always do checking, you can implement something not epidemiology that's part of pharmacy is by doing a weekly check of like, did I feel good? But honestly, yes or no? Did I enjoy this week? Yes or no? Did I accomplish all of these things? Yes or no? Did I sacrifice things that were not good to me? Yes or no? And if you don't feel good and know, sacrificing a lot of things so you can accomplish that, but bad things to accomplish what you have, maybe you need to adjust. So in that way, you can always do a little check weekly to all the things that you might have, and it's okay to switch it up. And always remember, a habit doesn't need to be longer to say that you have a habit. Good, especially because I read weekly, but I don't spend 2 hours reading. I read 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. I read it in speed. So it can be less time to me than another person that needs to read 2 times. You know. So in that way, think about it. You don't always need to be always looking for this, always for that. Blah, blah, blah. You need to always do it in a way that it will be good for you, and as the way that you were looking for achieve a certain goal, things try to add all of the things and try to even like combine all those things for the month, let's say, and you will see all of the hours that you spend doing something, and instead of like thinking, oh my gosh, but what's 15 minutes of reading? I don't know if I can do this, or maybe 5 minutes, but other person do like 20 minutes of reading. But at the end of the month, it will be 15 minutes per week. It will be Monday to Friday, Okay, 15 minutes or like 12 minutes per day. Per 5 will be like an hour that you read per week. When it comes to like reading at a long term, that will be per month. There will be 248 minutes that you read per month. So you need always to look for that. You don't always to look for something. But no, blah blah blah. So it's something that is achievable. Less time, less effort, but you will still accomplish it. And things that have body yada yada financial things are also included in that. Just copy and paste into the things as well. So yeah, and if you want to do these physical stuff as well, putting energy to putting effort and feeling of like feeling joyful. And if you don't feel joyful, it's okay. There are things that you don't need to feel joyful to do, such as working out. To me, something that I do mechanical. I don't put any feeling. If I want to cry, I cry, of course. If I'm happy, I'm happy as well. But I'm accepting and then doing something most of the time. So when it comes to like me, I'm not worried for doing because I feel joyful, I feel motivated. No, it's mechanical. It's mechanical. Don't put any feeling. If I have feeling, is welcome. But certain things are more mechanical than other things that will be energetically. So keep that on mind as well. Keep that on mind. If you want to add feeling, it's okay, and it will be really helpful. But some days you will not feel good. You might not feel because I don't feel good sometimes doing something. I just do it because I need to do it. I don't do it because so yeah. For this also to give you a little extra tip because I do covers, I do music, I do a lot of stuff. But to tell the story that I work on my music like 30 minutes, one time it takes an hour. That is when I give myself the permission to work on that an hour per day, Monday to Friday. I need to rest also. The days need to come to me. That's the way they work. But either way, look for your environment and instead of fighting your environment, adapt your environment to you. How you can do that? It's, for example, I was always upset by all the noises, and even you will see in my covers that were like, oh my gosh, my grandma, my grandpa's watching TV and not don't know what to do, or things like that. But I was always didn't looking for the time that it will be peaceful. Because in the time that it will be peaceful, I will always be cleaning. But in the time that it will be more noisy, I will always be, um, doing covers. So I switch it up, and it worked for me, and as well for you. For example, when you feel happy, you need to always look for the time that you need to feel more grounded and in the mood, most of all, because sometimes you can do it for motivation, sometimes you can do it not for motivation, but in the sense that it will work for you, because for much as you want to level up, doing what is necessary to do, what is not necessary to do, what it's prayer to do, what is a hobby where you can spend your time relaxing on, could be different for everyone in the way that you maybe make that or even do it. Because to me it was like at morning I will do this, so at night will do this, but I need to readjust myself to the environment so the environment will not affect me and I could still be productive. That is the way that you need to always do, because I've been trying so many planners, so many. But the way that it work best for me, and I feel like will work best for you, is looking out for the time that will be good. For people that record some of my videos, for example, they don't need to record in the morning because it will be noisy. For some places, for some no. And for things to me that recording music can involve, I just record at night. but it will be too noisy. So in the morning I record, so in a way that I will not, bother my environment. But even at this time, you hear a lot of noises. This is the noisy time. It always be a calm time or the calm moment that you need to do something calmer, and it always be the noisy time that you need to do something noisy. Okay, but the stuff's related to being uh things that will be related to being over, not over, but then it's but things that will be related to energetically is way different. It can be noisy, it can be calmer, but you need to always do. And these things can be achievable, such as being likable, being beautiful, being, like that. But always look for the best for you, okay? And being beautiful is something out of context, I feel like, because my crush is not something that will be maybe like the cup of tea for you. It's a cup of tea for me, but it cannot be for you. Maybe me, I'm not a cup of tea for you, but for others, I am the cup of tea. I'm just kidding. But in the sense of like being beautiful is something that we construct in society. For example, having a metal eyebrow with something on an ingredient, and having like a flat chest with something good back in the days in the 90s. But things change, and for each cup of tea we can have something. If you want to be beautiful, to me it's being beautiful for mind, being beautiful physically, and being beautiful energetically. And when someone has these three things, I'm like, there's something is going on me. So I've always been like driven by that most of the time. But when something is not, clicking on me energetically, I'm like, even they can have the best body out of it, but if they have the vibe, I'm like, I need to. So be mindful about that. But it's still accomplishing, it's still achievable to you, and I will explain you why. Okay, these are the pictures of me before I get into spirituality, things like that. This when I was like a little girl. This is when I was more older, like in high school. Don't judge me. It's for the purpose of the video. And finally, we have me here, vibing, meditating, and changing a little bit more my mindset. And I changed, but I've been trying to know the why. And even people tell me that I have a glow up, like, thanks. But essentially, I switched my mindset in the sense of like trying to find the why. And it's not because meditating makes you beautiful, it's not because journaling makes you beautiful in a sense, it's because you level up your consciousness, and your consciousness that you level up more, whatever they want to call it, your consciousness, your God, your light, your whatever, it will makes you level up more who you are physically, internally, and you know. So that is the why you need to always work on these things. These are the non-negotiables. These are the type of things that you will always not feel, you know, good, but you need to do, such as meditating, feel grateful, journaling, or even just dance, vibe into the word, whatever. And I feel like journaling, being grateful, is not related to reading the paper, right? I'm grateful, blah blah blah. Is the type of things that you need to align with why you feel. How you can do that? I try journaling on my paper. I try journaling telling people, I try to journal by having a little cup, but I will explain each method to each occasion. So yeah, for the time that you feel that you might feel down, I have next to me. Okay, for the time that you might feel drowned, that's why I have this little cup here. You can do even with heart shapes or things like that, but when the times that you might feel drowned, this I have my affirmations, and you can always look for an affirmation. For example, this wealth flows to me effortlessly, and I always have more than enough. So that is the thing that you always to need to look for when you want to do an affirmation, but you feel drained, you don't want to write something, you feel like it always works when you feel drained. But when you feel like it's more like the vibe is going on, but you don't want to write, you can even say it whisper before you go to bed, like, I'm really grateful for all the blessings all the time. Like that. But when you feel in the mood to write, you can write. It no is always not related to this, do that. It worked for me, so it always works for everyone. It always needs to be relate to you in the way that you learn, in the way that you manifest, in the way that you feel grateful. If you don't feel writing, don't write. It's okay. You can say in your mind, even though if you don't feel um like about doing this little jar, it's okay. You don't need to do what I do. You need to look for what is best for you, but I'm giving you 3 ways that you can maybe do something, you do another things. So think in the best way that it can be possible. Even you can do these 3 methods, it's okay. But give at least 5 minutes to do this per day. Monday to Sunday. Okay? So in that way you will like give you a little time to feel grateful. You might give you a little time to be feel more grounded. And these are the type of things that makes you magnetic, that makes you beautiful, that makes you vibrant. And that makes you more likable, more glowy, and eating healthy also. Should I make this video too long and complicated? Because in the next video I'm gonna explain why. But just follow this. It's a plate. This image right here is a plate that has protein, veggies, and carbs here. Scheduled in the way that it will be a plate. So you need to look for this. You want to eat something and have a little drink. And a little tip that I have for you that I also learned thanks to my teacher, that it's a biochemical teacher. Okay, she told me that it's good for you to eat an orange instead of juice of orange because have a lot of sugar, even if it's natural. At morning it can punch you, it can give you a lot of energy, but in the middle of the day it will drain you a little more. So it's always good for you to eat more protein in the morning, nurture yourself. I mean, I eat a lot of pancakes, protein pancakes in the morning, and a lot of coffee. So in that way, you will not feel drained during your day because you can have a bunch of energy, and then you may feel drained. It's because of the sugar that is lowering because you give a lot of sugar to your body. Because when you go to bed, all the sugar that you have in your body it's down. When you eat a lot of sugar, you're pumped up. But then is why some people feel drained in the middle of the morning, in the middle of the day, they might feel good. So look always for that. Follow this. You don't need to always look for like expensive things. Do this because I feel like I see a lot of videos of like people giving advice how you can do this, how you can do that, blah blah blah. But always go to a doctor and find the right type of skin that you have. to me, I have oily skin. Find the pros and cons of you, and that's it. Search it up for what is best for you, and before it will harm your skin, look for a doctor. Don't follow the things that someone tells you because that's for the worst for best for them. But look always for a doctor. I feel like we need to live if you're a doctor because that is study for something. And or at least a pharmacist that can guide you up to these things. And yeah, what has been working best for me is just to search a lot of cream. That's it. You don't need to have a lot of things. You don't need to do a lot of black thing to be more sparkly because this thing come inside to outside, and the way you eat and the way that you show up. And always pro tip, but really pro tip is don't eat when you are angry. That it's so good to say. Why? Because when you eat when you are angry, it can cause your belly have a little pain down there. So don't eat when you are angry. Try to calm you down a little bit so then you can eat and not have any pain on your belly. That is one of the facts that I've been seeing on pharmacy and nutrition because we make a little diet therapy, but I'm just gonna leave it here, because I want you to achieve a goal that will be physically, financially, doing these things in the two different ways that you can adapt to you. It cannot be, harmful. It cannot be, cause you more anxiousness or you're feeling these things. And the way that I'm telling you, all the things that you might have a good pro and con. For example, I'm over anxious. When it comes to medical conditions, it's a pro tip because I need to look for, oh, maybe they can have this, maybe they can have that, but maybe they can have this. So rather than not feeling so productive, if you're maybe working on finances or things like that, you can always be like, oh my gosh, I'm working into this, I need to this. And that way you drain all the feelings that you have in a productive way, and it cannot cause you harm to you. As well, pain. I like pain, but in workouts, not in other stuffs. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I hope it will help you, and I will leave you a little Canva. So I hope it will help you, and I will leave you a little guide to your mission board and your vision board and all of the things because I finally find it out the way. So you can look for, study a little bit and maybe look, read, like a little bit check. Maybe implement that to you. So yeah. Thank you so much, Monkyvers, for being here. I really appreciate you. I hope you can have a good day. I hope that you can relax a little bit. And